What's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. It's time for a book review and happy Monday to all of you. Trying a new introduction. Anybody like it? Yeah? Maybe? Possibly? We'll see. But I'm gonna do it though. Anyway, so I'm back with a new book. This one is by R.C. Stephens and it's called Callous Player. Now, as per usual, I will read the blurb and then we will recap, review, and then rate the book overall. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go ahead and get into it. Oh, but before we get started, I just wanted to say thank you to Grace Promotions and R.C Stephens for providing an IRC of this book for me. I really do appreciate it. You guys are amazing. Let's get into it. Poppy. Hotshot playboy and devilishly handsome hockey winger Declan McAvoy is a big man on campus, and I'm just the nerdy little sister of his teammate. Or I was until I let it slip I had never been kissed. With the NHL draft hanging over his head and my brother at his side, both on and off the ice, I'm afraid I'll be stuck in the friend zone forever. The way I feel about Declan and his stormy gray eyes is anything but friendly. He has secrets to keep and I have a story to write. If we cross the line, complicated doesn't even begin to cover it. He might be known as a callous player, but he's one player I'm willing to gamble on. Declan. This is my year to draft to the NHL, and nothing can stand in my way, especially not a complication like kissing my teammate's little sister. Poppy is beautiful, brilliant, and off limits. For the first time in my life, I've found someone worth the risk, but she deserves better than keeping secrets and sneaking around behind her brother's back. On the ice, I have it all figured out, but when it comes to her, I'm all out of plays. The stakes are higher than ever, and my heart isn't the only thing on the line. She has an article to finish, and I have a pro career to focus on. Falling for Poppy could mean game over for both of us, but that won't stop me from wanting to make her mine. Okay, let me tell you guys this. After the first chapter, or right in the first chapter, I was hooked. Like, overall hooked. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm super excited to be talking about this book with you. Alright, so Poppy was getting ready for a date she met through a dating app called College Pro. It is exclusively for Westfall U students. So her roommate Bonnie helps her get ready, and she also encouraged her to join this app in the first place. So she goes to the bar to meet her date. So the bar was actually suggested by her date named Cage, and so she gets to the bar, and she gets a text from Cage, and he basically tells her that he is sitting at the bar, and he does see her, and she looks beautiful and everything, which honestly is like, okay, cool, yay. So she goes to the bar and she's passing a guy who's pretty drunk and everything, and then she's just sitting there waiting for Cage. So she texts him and tells him that she's on the other, like near the north side of the bar or something like that. So when she sees Cage, after he approaches her, she's immediately shocked, because this is a grown man in his mid-40s. And she's like, your picture is not matching who you are. Like, what is this? And this guy, he, like I said, mid-40s, receding hairline, gut over his waistband. And, you know, she calls him out on, you know, being on a dating app for college students. And he explained that that picture that he posted, or is his profile photo, was when he was a sophomore at the university, or at the college. And she's immediately shocked. I mean, I was shocked just by reading that. I'm like, oh my gosh, she got catfished. So yeah, she got catfished. And she tells him she's leaving, and she's just disgusted by this guy. Like, and who can blame her for being disgusted by him? That was just deceiving. It was just disgusting. So Cage doesn't take that very well, and, you know, tries to manhandle her a little bit, but gets stopped by the drunk guy. And he basically saves her from this old man. So, and he does tell the old man to leave before, you know, he starts something, so he does actually leave. You know, and that was just in the little bit of the first chapter. That was just like not even halfway through. Not even halfway through the first chapter, that's what happened. And I was like, okay, this book, just by judging the first chapter alone, this is going to be like fantastic. A fantastic read. So I was already hooked. So the drunk guy actually is Declan. So after Declan helps Poppy with the old man, he chats with her a little bit. And, you know, they even exchange a few secrets with each other. Poppy tells Declan that she has never been kissed before. He does confess that he wouldn't mind kissing her, but because he is drunk, it wouldn't be right. Which, honestly, that's good. That's very good that he says that. And Declan tells Poppy a secret, thinking in his drunken haze that he'll never see her again. And, however, we, the readers, don't know what the secret is. So what is the secret? Anyways, Poppy is a journalism major at Westville. I always want to say Westfield for some reason. She gets an assignment to interview Declan McAvoy for the school paper. She must follow him around. And so Declan is a little hesitant because, you know, especially since he figures out Poppy is the girl from the other night who he told his secret to. And, you know, she does assure him he has nothing to worry about because she's a very secretive person, but she wouldn't tell everyone. She's a very sensitive person. And it's like, but again, what is the secret that he keeps mentioning, or they keep mentioning? When they go to the bar that they first met at, Declan actually finally gives Poppy her first kiss. So Poppy's brother Reese and Declan are not just teammates on the hockey rink, they are also best friends. So Reese is an overprotective brother of Poppy. He doesn't have any clue of what's going on with Declan, or a growing crush on him. It's like, oh, the brother's best friend romance novels. Wow. So they don't want Reese to know about them, which proves as an obstacle for this couple's happiness, because they really do value the friendship and the relationship between Declan and Reese, and as well as Reese and Poppy. Like Declan and Poppy do admire that connection that they have with Reese, and, you know, it's just getting complicated for them, because eventually they start to spend more time together. They start sneaking around between Poppy's dorm and Declan's place. They even have dinner outside of town so they're not caught. And, you know, they almost do get caught. They have maybe like 2 close calls, I want to say. As the reader, you know, we are let in a few times about Declan's personal life. We get to see that insight, and his family is dysfunctional, but how dysfunctional are we talking? So his dad wasn't around. His brother has asthma, like severe asthma. And it appears Declan is on the hockey team to get into the NHL and start making money to support his brother and his health needs. And, that's pretty noble of him, Although Declan doesn't want the truth of his family, which is his secret, to get out. So, but because he is dating Poppy and she has been supportive of him, she tells him his friends won't judge him for lying about his home life before coming to Westfall. When Reese finds out about Poppy and Declan, he is furious. He punches Declan. Poppy is embarrassed of her brother's actions, and rightfully so. Declan and Reese get into a fight while at a hockey practice, and their coach tells Declan that he needs to basically stop seeing Poppy, or basically just stay away from her until after the season is over. So basically he just kind of ghosts her after that. Yeah, Poppy and Reese eventually talk about her feelings for Declan and where she went, where they stand with each other. They meaning Reese and Poppy. So realizing that he has been very much an overprotective brother to Poppy, Reese actually gives the blessing of Poppy dating Declan. And he's been overprotective. Reese has been overprotective of Poppy and their mom since their dad is not with them. So because he was trying to be the man of the house and trying to be a father figure to Poppy, and the thing is that she doesn't want him to do that. She wants him to be the brother and her equal, because that's who he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be her brother. He doesn't have to act like her father. And Declan does tell Reese, how his feelings are for Poppy, and how he wants to be with her and everything. But he didn't know that Reese and Poppy recently had a discussion, and Reese does give his blessing to Declan to just go ahead and start dating his sister. Now, the article thing. So, now somehow Poppy is taken off the assignment for the spotlight on Declan due to screwing the subject, is what her editor, Elijah, tells her. So as it turns out, Bonnie, who is her roommate, who I mentioned at the beginning, who was helping her getting ready and everything for her catfish date. So Bonnie turns out to not be a very friendly person after all. She's a vindictive blackmailer. Bonnie wanted a spot on the newspaper, on the school paper, and she wanted to write the article on Declan, but it was given to Poppy instead. And because Elijah had taken Poppy off of that and put Bonnie's article on there instead, it was filled with lies, which infuriated Declan, because they said, oh, he came from a rich life and everything, and he's like, no, I really didn't. This time he's actually willing to tell his story from basically like a rags to riches kind of thing. Or he's not even rich, he's just trying to get by to have a better life for himself and his family. So, Declan finding out that Poppy has been taken off of the article infuriated him. So he goes to Elijah and basically says, basically like gets into his face. And what he found out is that one student who's nearby, but somebody grabbed their phone to do a live feed, and Declan just basically says that everything was BS of what Elijah had said, and he basically turns to the camera and as well and starts declaring his love for Poppy. Oh my gosh. It was, to me, I felt like that was very, very sweet. It was in front of the entire student body. Like, you can't take that back now. It's out there. It was just very sweet. I thought it was very sweet. Now, you might be wondering, why is Bonnie's article full of lies and false statements? Well, Poppy is actually responsible for that. See, Poppy's actually a pretty intuitive girl. So she had suspected Bonnie isn't as loyal as she thought she was. So Poppy actually keeps a journal, and she journals everything that she writes. So she journals anything from thoughts to just, you know, her feelings about stuff, and as well as like taking notes about like Declan. So when she started to suspect Bonnie for not being as loyal, Poppy planted a brand new journal. The journal looks exactly like her her regular one, and she starts writing false information about Declan. So Poppy doesn't feel guilty about Bonnie finding it or writing that article in the first place. And she doesn't feel guilty about her being kicked off the paper too. She deserved that. She deserved to get kicked off of that, because she had invaded Poppy's personal space and wrote a false article. I mean, karma. The real article is published though. But Elijah had resigned, and he apologized to Poppy for what he had said and for his actions too. Okay guys, I know this was a lot of spoilers, and I always warn you guys that there is a huge spoiler alert happening. So, you know, it's more of those like proceed with caution kind of thing before you watch this. So, and, you know, and I know I jumped around from one plot to another thing, and I just, but you know what, I just really love this book so much. This does deserve the 5-star rating that I gave it. And you know, R.C. Stephens did such a great job with this story. And you know, she has her other books out there too. And so again, I want to thank Grace Promotions and R.C. Stephens for providing my R.C. I really do appreciate it, and I really love this book. But you know, I hope all of you are doing great. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next Monday with another book review.